Welcome back! We're here with Battle Arena Toshinden, the very first 3D fighter released for the original PlayStation in 1995. This game pretty much defined the launch of the PlayStation here in North America, even though it really had no right to in hindsight. But at the time it was pretty impressive. It was going up head-to-head with Sega's Virtua Fighter, and while it didn't match it in terms of gameplay, at all, it at least looked better than the Saturn version. Because as you'll remember, the Saturn, it launched with things like Daytona USA and Virtua Fighter, which were competent and playable, but they were also very jittery, and graphics-wise, they were not up to par. And seeing this in comparison, which is smooth and just much better animated, more detailed on the whole, it made a world of difference.
World of difference.
So let's get this started here. What this is a weapons-based head-to-head fighter developed by Tamsoft, who is of no note whatsoever. They were pretty much a contract developer who got lucky with this game and then made not much of note in the years afterward. So here I'm going to play as Kyan. He's a cool guy. He's supposed to be English, but they changed him to Scottish in the US version for some reason, so he has this really strange accent whenever he does special moves. And otherwise, it's you can pretty much see what the entire game is about here. It's a fighting game. You got a sword, you got weak slash and strong slash, and also weak kick and strong kick. So it's pretty much Samurai Showdown. In fact, what I think happened is the developer, or rather the publisher of this in Japan was Takara, who'd previously published a whole bunch of SNK ports for the Super Nintendo and stuff, including Samurai Showdown. So what I think happened is that they went to developer Tamsoft and they were like, look, can you make us a 3D Samurai Showdown? And Tamsoft was like, no, but we'll try. For what this is, it's very simple. Not much in the way of combos. There's special moves, but some of them are super broken. Some of the characters are way more annoying to fight as than others. But when you have your brand new PlayStation back in the day, and you're playing this, and Ridge Racer, and ESPN Extreme Games, it's like, man, how can life get any better than this? Anyway, the game's big conceit is that you can push down twice to roll to the side and get out of the way. Because it's in 3D, man. Look at all this 3D-ness. Look at me dodge roll to the side as I beat up this old man.
R.I.P. foe. Jeb Wrench mentions that for 3D fighters on the PSX, it's second only to Evil Zone.
Oh man, Evil Zone. That is a bizarrely anime fighting game that came out much later in the PlayStation's life. But fighters, this game had a lot of competition very quickly. I think Tekken came out in the same year and pretty much instantly made this obsolete. Once you played even something as simple as Tekken 1, it's difficult to go back to this just because it's so simple. Still, I remember having a lot of fun with this. I played this a ton with my dad and brother, and it was just fun to goof around with and try to force each other off the edge, because that's always fun. What I'm going to do here is very quickly play through the single player mode. I've reduced the rounds to one bout each, so it shouldn't take too long to get through the whole thing. Just to give you an idea of all the different backdrops and characters and stuff.
Yeah, so people can enjoy the full depth of Toshinden here.
For some reason, despite its simplicity, it became super popular for a time. They made 3 different sequels for the PlayStation. They made a spin-off that was like Virtua Fighter Kids, but with tiny characters. They made a puzzle game. There were 2 different remakes for the Sega Saturn that looked way worse than the games that they were based on. There were a whole bunch of Toshinden games, is what I'm saying, and you don't want to play most of them.
Well, let's see. People are talking about that in chat. Ian mentions that there's a Game Boy Color version that has pretty good music.
That's right. They did backport this to the Game Boy Color with 2D sprites, and it's surprisingly fun.
And also mentioned is Smebs mentions that while it's not a traditional fighter, their favorite 3D 101 game is for the PSX is definitely Bushido Blade, which
Bushido
I totally agree with.
That game rules.
I'm with you. That game is amazing.
I like that and Destrega. Actually, the original Dynasty Warriors was a one-on-one fighting game, and I really like that. Yeah, the PlayStation had a ton of 3D fighters. There was Urgeis.
God bless the rain.
God bless the rain.
God bless the rain.
God bless Cloud Strife. So even just a couple months out, you were not starved for choice in terms of fighting games. But at launch, it was this and Street Fighter the movie. And for obvious reasons, most people chose this. Even though Street Fighter, believe it or not, technically the better game.
M-Dog mentions about Tamsoft working on the Onichibara games.
That is an interesting thing. For many years, Tamsoft was basically this no-name contract developer, but they found fame when D3 Publishers started up their Simple 2000 series, which was this series of super budget, super crappy games that you would play and laugh at and not feel too bad because they were only 2,000 yen each. So among these were the Daibijin, or the Big Beautiful Woman.
Oh, the Daibijin!
Which is this game where you control a helicopter and shoot down this giant woman who is rampaging throughout a city in a swimsuit.
This is real. It's amazing.
This is a real game. They followed this up with the One-chan-bara, which is... well, the Wii version was released over here as Bikini Samurai Squad, which pretty much tells you everything you need to know. It's this lady with a sword who beats up on zombies while wearing a bikini and gets covered in blood.
Oh yeah, isn't there like meters of blood or something?
Yeah, you have to wipe off your sword because sometimes it gets too covered in blood.
It just like slips all around and things, yeah.
That was their trademark later on. It was basically just boobs and blood. That is all they did.
Ah, the old BB.
The old B&B. Boobs, blood, and beyond.
Ian mentions an ambulance driving game.
That wasn't by Tamsoft, but I enjoy that game a lot. It's called The Zombie vs. Ambulance.
Yes, it is. The Zombie vs. Ambulance is really wonderful.
That is part of the Simple 2000 series. Again, there were like 100 of these games that were just like, hey, come up with a ridiculous concept, and then we'll spend like a week making a really shitty game about it. So that's how you ended up with things like the Miniskirt Police, and occasional good things like Earth Defense Force.
Yes, EDF.
EDF.
Basically, the Simple 2000 games are the equivalent of, to put it in film terms, I would say the kind of low art, kind of trashy type of kind of roadshow films, like, you know, Grindhouse type cinema films.
It's basically Grindhouse.
It's basically Grindhouse for games.
I lost.
I'm sorry.
I'm cool. I'm really good at Toshinden. I haven't practiced this nearly. I haven't practiced this nearly as much as I have Street Fighter the movie, so I'm sorry about that. But the sad fact is, this game isn't nearly as interesting as Street Fighter. Like, Street Fighter had a whole bunch of weird stuff to find out in researching it, but here I could barely find out anything about Tamsoft itself, because they were just like a no-name contract developer, like a Tosei, for instance, just for PlayStation. After making this game, they tried to strike out on their own based on the success of Toshinden. They self-published this game called Guardian's Crusade, which is this really simple RPG, and it sold very poorly, and they went right back into contract development. And that's Tamsoft's story right there. Rogo's giving me some trouble here. Batter up. I'm getting fancy. I ought to just hack him up with my sword.
Yeah.
Damn it, Rongo.
It's like, hey.
So, something you may not know. This had a DOS release. It came out for DOS. Largely based on the Japanese version, including all the text and the original character voices. with one major difference. There was a hidden unlockable character, and that character is Earthworm Jim.
What?
Earthworm Jim is a model swap of Rungo here. Earthworm Jim carries around a giant club and shoots fire at you. I'm not joking about this. There are
Amazing.
There are YouTube videos showing off good old Earthworm Jim in Battle Arena Toshinden. I don't know why or how that happened, but it did.
Oh, Danny, you can do it.
I believe. I can beat Rungo.
I don't know if Shiny did do the port of Battle Arena Toshinden for the,
I think it was published by Playmates, who did, who had something to do with Earthworm Jim.
Frickin' Playmates.
So my performance here is a mixture of me not being good at this game and it just being kind of stodgy and hard to play to begin with.
Hey, you did it.
I did it, though.
Rip Rungo.
One more left.
Alright.
Always
It's
bet on
Duke
Duke.
Togo. That's not even close to truthful.
No, it isn't. I was going with Duke Nukem.
Oh yeah, Duke Nukem.
Yeah, you remember that guy.
Oh yeah, what's he been up to lately? How's he
Oh,
doing?
nothing much. Duke.
I wish Clay Fighter was making... Sorry, comments from the peanut gallery here. Clay Fighter is making a comeback, says Smebs, and I fucking wish.
That is a true fact. They
No!
announced that there is a new one coming out.
No!
It's
No.
happening. There's going to be a new Clay Fighter.
Why are we doing this, America?
Because the people asked for it. All the
Who?
the Clay Fighter fans in North America.
There is no Clay Fighter fan, other than me.
Here we
Kane
come.
versus Kane.
Yep. This is cool, Kane.
Battletoads, okay, I understand. There's nostalgia for Battletoads. There's a market for that, but...
Man, I thought about making a
Why?
shitty tweet about Battletoads today because they were talking about it, but then Jeremy Parrish made it for me.
Oh, good. What do you just like, haha, hope this game is beatable.
No, he said, finally they can be in a good game. And I was like, took the words right out of my mouth, Parrish. Thanks a lot. I don't like Battletoads. Okay, let me tell you my unifying Battletoads theory, now that I've got you people here.
People are having very big discussions. Also, BMF says hi.
Oh, hi, BMF. Thanks for
And
coming.
X-Keeper is... He's not here, but X-Keeper is watching for him.
Cool.
He's watching, so anyway, continue.
My Battletoads theory.
Okay.
Battletoads is the video game equivalent of prog rock.
Oh, I've heard this. Yeah, go on.
The NES version is technically amazing. It pushes all kinds of limits. It does things that should not be possible within the realm of the NES, especially. Like it doesn't even concern itself with having things like balanced gameplay or sensical progression or things like that. It just says, hey, we got this cool graphical effect and we're going to use the shit out of it here, and you're gonna die and get real mad, and we don't care. Much like prog rock, where it's all like they eschew traditional listenable music in favor of like complicated time signatures and things that you'd appreciate more if you were a musician, not so much if you're a listener. And that's my theory. Battletoads is for people who know the NES and can appreciate it, like on a technical level, but to play it is a fucking nightmare.
So would you say Battletoads, what album, which Rush album would you say Battletoads is most akin to?
Oh, Battletoads. Well, it's a classic in its field, so I'd say it's Moving Pictures. It starts off as being like... It follows the structure, too, because the first half of Moving Pictures is pretty listenable to your average listener. It's very well put together. And then it moves on to the prog bullshit, and it kind of loses you.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
it's
the
all like-
beautiful prog here.
It moves on to the Witching Trilogy or whatever that's called on that album, and you're like, I'm just going to tune this out.
Moves on to crystals, trees,
But Lime-
libertarianism, some
But the first
shit.
half, it's like, yeah, Limelight's pretty
Rip.
cool. I like that Red Barchetta. It's a song about getting in a car and running away from totalitarian robots. That's cool. Everyone can relate to that.
Everyone can relate to escaping.
Anyway, welcome to Rush Chat. We're playing Toshinden today and talking about our favorite Rush albums.
Someone mentioned Vital Signs in the chat, saying Vital Signs is amazing.
Vital Signs is part of that second half of the album, and if you're into prog, it is amazing.
Yeah, Danny likes prog. I'm
sorry.
No, it's okay.
Hey, you like King Crimson.
Hey, I like King Crimson. I actually like it because it's... They sound like they're just kind of fucking around, having a good time.
That's what it is. It's musicians getting together and showing off their musicianship. And if you're into that, it's cool. And if not, it's going to completely
You're going to hate the shit out of it. Come on, do it. Nice. We beat the game.
I'm moving on to the final boss now, and then Alex and I will have some two-player.
You get to see some great two-player action from these great guys. These great historians. Wow, cool character portrait.
Yeah, this game's kind of unfinished.
No, oh my gosh.
To be fair, this game was probably made when the PlayStation hardware wasn't even finalized. Like, they weren't even sure if some hardware features would make it in. But considering that, it's really polished and actually kind of fun. I can still respect it for what it is. Except for Gaia. Gaia is the worst. He cheats.
Also a mention in the chat of the Battletoads arcade game, which is just a brawler, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's a really good, polished brawler, considering. It's very long.
Who is it, by Midway?
It is by Rare themselves, and
it.
It's published by... Yes, I did it!
Nice!
It's published by Electronic Arts, of all people. And surprisingly, they didn't shut down Rare afterwards. Unlike every other company they publish games for. Anyway, what you get here is a generic ending. As far as I know, characters don't have unique endings in this game. This talks about something else to find, which is referring to completing the game without using a continue, and you get to fight Sho. But that's it. That's Toshinden.
Also, we should show off the intro movie.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, we'll be showing off the intro movie after the credits here.
Mm-hmm. I'll let the demo loop a couple of times, see if the intro shows up. Actually, no, I can just hit reset after this, and I'll do that.
I wish... Man, think I know about Japanese computers? X68 is my middle name.
My middle name is Dice.
Nice.
They call me Dice Matsumoto.
I'm Gary. Oh, I want to be Buzz. Please, can I just change my name from Alex to Buzz?
You'll see Bernie Stoller's name here, which is kind of curious. He headed up Sony product development at the PlayStation's launch, and Players, it's thanking us.
Oh, cool. Good.
Stoller, a year later, went on to Sega, where he pretty much completely dismantled the company.
Thanks, Stoller.
He had this famous quote where a couple of years after the Saturn came out, he said, "Oh yeah, Saturn's not our future," which made everyone stop buying the Saturn, even though the Dreamcast was still a few years out. So, good decision there. However, he did a great job with PlayStation product development. So, credit where it's due.
Presented by
Takara. Takara means treasure.
Thank you.
This game's a treasure. So I'm going to go ahead and reset this so we can see the opening. Turn this up a bit so you can hear it too.
Oh good, I'm excited.
This intro, it's really simple, but I watched it so many times just by virtue of being an early adopter of the PlayStation.
M-Dog says that Takara doesn't mean treasure.
Yes, it does. Have I been misinformed? Here it is.
I don't know. Oh.
Brought together by a common destiny.
All will do their best. No, except for Alex. He's gonna do his worst. He's just given up. He's... Okay, it does mean treasure, but M-Dog says they are not a treasure.
Okay,
I
fair
agree.
enough. They very rarely produce treasure.
Let's just see if the...
No, that's the intro.
Yeah, it's the intro.
I just realized what I did was I reset.
You did, you reset and then you skipped the intro.
No, I disabled all the secret codes I'd entered.
Oh, goodness.
Whatever.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh, thanks.
Wait, would you rather have that one? Or
No,
this?
I'd rather have the giant... I'd rather have the one with Superman on it. Thank you very much.
It's got Superman and Batman.
It's like a pair of underoos gone dark grim.
And the Flash. Wonder Lady.
The Arrow Man.
The funny guy.
Joker Man.
This is really funny
Joker
for the
Man
people
font.
who can't see the controller right now.
Oh,
Just use your
sorry, we're
imagination.
just making a bunch of terrible jokes.
Oh man, I disabled that code.
Oh,
I'm
he
worst.
disabled the terrible... See, we were trying
Hang
to...
on.
Okay.
I can save this. Let it go to demo.
Alright. So,
Alex,
guys...
you take the mic.
as I'm in charge, as Danny puts in some secret codes.
This will take about 30 seconds.
So, yeah, this will take 30 seconds very quickly here. Oh, man. Soul Blade. Remember Soul Blade?
Soul Blade was the logical follow-up to this, and it was much better. I like it. Okay, I got that one.
Alright, time to put in some codes. So this way it'll let us play as different characters. Play as different characters, show off some little feature stuff. All that good fun stuff that we all need in our
And
lives.
Crucially, it'll enable easy super moves. Which
Oh, yeah!
is pretty good to have when you're playing player versus player.
Also, I hope you're excited for me to play Sophia and just do the same move over and over as she screams about spinning around.
Aurora Revolution.
I love the Aurora Revolution. I love attempting to pronounce Aurora Revolution.
Aurora.
I was gonna say I sound like a sad dog. Aurora
The stream is
Revolution.
dissolved into us.
Anyway, so we're dogs now.
Welcome to Dogcast. Fantastic. Okay. We did it.
We did it. Time to play.
What this code, assuming you can hear me from over here,
Okay.
this code, it lets you map the special moves to the shoulder buttons.
See how we map the special moves to the shoulder buttons. Yay! We're talking about Ramen Chat from DS9.
Is that a cool guy?
Mm-hmm.
Is Vic Fontaine cool?
No, Big Fontaine is not cool. Also, Sophia says revolution.
Here you go.
Alright, we're ready for some really high-level MLG FGC competition here.
MLG, FGC, LOL,
PvP.
PvP. I saw some jerkwad sent me a PR email that just straight up made up an acronym. It was something like... No, I know what it was. It was TBS. They called it a PvP TBS. And I was like, what is
Turner
this?
Broadcast?
That's what I thought. It was turn-based strategy. Nobody ever calls it TBS. You can't just throw together acronyms like that.
You're so
I am legit angry, and now I'm going to take it out on you.
Oh, no, you're not. You're gonna take it out on
Versus human.
How do I do
If you want to choose Gaia, you hold up on AG. And if you want to choose show, you hold down on Cayenne. You hold down and push a button.
Oh. Alright, I'm gonna be the secret character here.
Yeah, the secret true final boss you get by completing the game without a continue.
Chad's saying that they have heard of TBS. It's just an extremely old acronym.
I had not heard it, and I report on video games. I've heard FPS, I've heard RTS. Let me list all of them.
How many versions of how many different terms for friggin' shooters have you heard?
There's FPS, there's TPS, there's SPS, there's
SPF.
second person shooter. Oh yeah, don't forget the shoulders.
Oh yeah. I just don't care. Oh god. So yeah, I'm just gonna do this for a bit.
That's cheating.
No, it's not. There's no such thing. Can I do it in the game? Then it's not cheating.
Am I hurting you? I'm not touching you.
Well, I'm just saying if I can do it in the game. Oh, good. I have a special meter, so I can go hog wild now.
I did my super.
Ow!
I have another super, actually, that I'd like to show off. It's pretty difficult to pull off, but I think it's worth it. Let me just step back for a second. I think you'll enjoy this.
Okay, I'm going to see a move.
That's not it. Neither is that. Bear with me.
Okay.
What do you think?
Everybody's talking about second-person shooters, but I'm waiting for them to see the farting. Everybody's talking.
I'm sorry, I made up second-person shooters. I'm pretty sure those
We're
don't exist.
lying. Yeah, we're just.
I was too busy trying to do the fart move.
Well, we don't, you know. Ah!
Anyway, I like Foe because he's super annoying to play against.
He is.
And he just farts all over the
Stop
place.
farting on me, jackass! Alright.
Yeah!
Hey. Rude.
Foe wins. Foe's the best.
Fighting games with flaming fart attacks. We got Toshinden, we got Tattoo Assassins, according to BBH. What else do we have with fart attacks?
Oh man, Tattoo Assassins, that's right. Hit start.
Samurai Showdown was mentioned, so was Primal Rage.
You so didn't hit start.
I pressed start, eventually. I'll be Sophia.
I'm being Mondo. He's Mondo cool. I can't think of any other games with fart attacks.
I know there's a Mortal Kombat game with puke attacks, and somebody can slip in your puke.
That's right.
But that's all I can remember.
Tattoo Assassins also has puke. Tattoo Assassins has a finishing move where you fart out a turkey, and that turkey turns into other turkeys, and they kind of float across the screen. That game's weird. I'm glad it never came out.
Anyways, here's for the thing that I can never pronounce.
Aurora Revolution.
Time to be cheap. Man, someone mentioned that they think that Ian mentions Clay Fighter 2 feels like it should have a fart move.
Judgment Clay.
Judgment Clay, yes.
That move works pretty well.
Yeah, it does. It's really cheap and rude.
Look how high I can get up here. Damn.
Good job, bro.
You slapped me in the face with your whip.
Yeah. Enjoy.
You were literally looking at the screen while you pounded on the buttons and you still beat me. I'm pretty upset by that.
Susie was just talking about the great portrait art and how it should be airbrushed on shirts.
It does have that airbrushed look to it, doesn't it? Yeah, it's
beautiful. So what else can you tell us about Toshinden aside from the career history of Tamsoft? There is an anime.
There is an anime. It is available on VHS.
No. Thank you.
No. That's one way to win. The anime is apparently terrible, which isn't a surprise considering it's based on a video game and it's from the 90s.
Yeah.
See also Tekken, Fatal Fury. The Street Fighter 2 animated movie was okay, from what I remember.
No, well, let's see. Duke! I'm Duke. That's my Duke Nukem impersonation, thank you. Thank you. Someone Badger mentions Techno is, in quotes, Techno Samurai having a fart thing. What was that? What was the actual name of that game anyway? I forget.
Whoa, Techno Samurai.
You know what I mean.
That's like that Kunio-kun game,
yeah,
right?
It's that Kunio-kun,
it has an impossible to pronounce name for me.
Yeah, it's just...
It's Jidaigeki something.
I can't. People talking about the Samurai Showdown anime.
Was that any good? I've never actually seen it.
Bad. Hearing M-Dog says it was not good.
It's not surprising.
I actually watched the Street Fighter anime show when it was actually on the Stars Network on demand, because it was Neketsu Jidageki, but it was on demand, and I had just gotten cable with on demand, and it was early 2002, and I was like, I can watch all the anime I want for free on demand, amazing. And then I watched that, and I'm like, this is trash. I love it.
Free anime trash. Can't say no.
Well, like, previously, I mean, like, I complained, but I was living in Southern California at the time where the local stations were actually freaking amazing, so I had no reason to complain, actually. I was actually watching anime in Japanese on one of the local stations.
Cool.
Yeah.
You won't stop stabbing me.
Well, someone's gotta. The Mortal Kombat cartoon, oh boy.
Oh, jeez, no.
Oh, I killed you. Sweet. Also good was the Darkstalkers cartoon.
Even worse.
And the Double Dragon cartoon.
Even worse than that.
Oh, man.
I think the Double Dragon cartoon might be the worst thing of all time. It had 2 anti-drug episodes.
And neither were... Oh, man. So that means that they... Because, see... Since I know a bit... Since, like... Danny's a game expert, and I know a bit about trashy cartoons and stuff, and yeah, a lot of those, don't do drugs, 80s, just say no cartoons were funded by, like, they got big chunks of change from the gov for doing those. That ain't no conspiracy, that's actually, like, they actually did. It's just, simple, hey, do this and we'll provide you some funding. So, Double Dragon was so low on money, they did 2 separate drug ones, so they must have gotten so much money.
Must have been a scam.
Man, like, I think even Tiny Toons only had, like, 1 or 2 drug episodes.
Yeah.
And then, like...
There was that one where they got drunk on 1 sip of beer.
Why?
And then
Why
that
did you
episode
have
where
1
Plucky
sip of beer?
Duck flushed the keys down the toilet. That was an anti-drug episode, right?
You mean the best episode? The only one that anyone remembers? Because it's not the only one that anyone remembers. I shouldn't say that.
There was those ones with They Might Be Giants in them.
Oh yeah.
People remember those as well.
I remember that. I remember that because it featured folk singers, acapella folk singers in that episode too, the Roaches, and everybody else remembers freaking They Might Be Giants. But I was like, oh my god, here's this folk band that my mom is obsessed with in this episode of Tiny Toons. My mom actually didn't believe me when I told her, too, when the episode was airing. I'm like, the Roaches are on Tiny Toons. My mom was like...
Yeah, why would that be the case, though?
Yeah, she's like... She wasn't upset. She just thought I was telling a really baffling lie. I'm like, no.
I've decided I really like Ellis. She plays pretty well.
Yeah.
She's got some good combos. Well, combos. It's in this game's sense. I'm just flipping around.
People talking cartoons in chat just a lot, but
I shouldn't encourage this kind of discussion.
Well, there's not really much
Nobody
else.
likes to think about Tiny Toons.
Yeah, that's not true. Ian's in the chat.
I watched it a lot. I watched a lot of Animaniacs.
Oh, I watched too
a lot
many
of Freakazoid.
Animaniacs.
All those shows have one thing in common, in that they're pretty much like 80% garbage, and then the 20% that's left is like really good and funny.
I think Freakazoid had a better garbage to cool shit factor, but that's just because the show was really weird and esoteric, and not esoteric.
Yeah, it had a fun premise.
It was wild. It had a lot of kind of Dadaist concept of just...
Oh man, you know what we're doing? We're living the 90s right now. We're playing Toshinden, talking about Freakazoid. We got in the spirit. We are
remembering the 90s.
Oh, I forgot Ellis has the best attack. It's the butt attack.
She
attacks with her butt. You can't deal with this butt.
People talking about... Man, it's all 90s in chat. It's cool.
Good.
I'm glad because all these other kids are like, wow, remember the SpongeBob? And I'm like, what's a SpongeBob? I was like dropping out of...
Sponge on TV?
I can't believe a sponge was on television. I don't know why I wish more men in video games had butt attacks, actually.
Yeah, big sensual butt attacks.
Just big sensual asses. of dudes.
I've got a game we can stream. It's called Choaniki.
Oh my god. Are we really streaming? What, you have it on Saturn, right?
I got the Saturn one, yeah. The Choaniki, the one that everyone talks about with the digitized graphics.
Oh gosh.
This is a pretty good match we got.
Actually, yeah. I'm so busy thinking about the 90s that it's put me into a definite game.
You're playing like an asshole. You're doing that one move over and over again.
I wasn't looking at the
so
screen.
hard. I know, and you're winning. That's what's killing me. No, wait, I'm winning.
I'm gonna say you're winning. What are you talking about?
I'm just complaining. Oh my god! We played this the other day, and one of the characters' win poses, if you're near the edge, will actually launch them off the edge. It was very funny. It was hilarious. You gotta continue. Oh wait, it was me.
That was you.
It was me.
Oh, you want to both be Sophia?
Okay. Mirror match.
Sophia versus Dark Sophia.
So, as you may have seen from our intermission stills, Sophia was pretty much the face of the PlayStation when it launched. All the advertising, it was like, "Hey, play Toshinden. It's got this hot lady in it."
Hey, don't you want to feel uncomfortable and have uncomfortable? It's like, you're 13. You're really into bondage, right? Yeah, that's
Hey,
it.
what are the kids into? Bondage?
Bondage,
Sure,
domination, dominatrixes.
Good job, Sophia.
Bye, Danny.
I like. Wait, was that me?
Yeah?
I thought I was throwing fireballs.
I thought I was throwing fireballs at you.
Hang on.
We'll see. Someone died.
It was you.
Okay, it was me. Never mind. Whatever.
That's the thing about mirror matches.
We don't know.
I'm just having fun goofing around in this game.
Oh, man.
That was the thing back in the day. You'd play this, and it wouldn't be like a Street Fighter level serious thing. It was just, you know the game's bullshit. You just have to go with it and have fun with it. And for that, this game really excels. It's something, especially when you put on the special moves code, it's something pretty much anyone can enjoy and have fun with. And I appreciate it on that level. The sequel's terrible. I remember buying the sequel the month it came out, and then I returned it to the store because it was really bad.
Someone mentioned that Dark Sophia looks like a Tenchi Muyo OC, and that is,
oh my
Ian,
gosh.
that is the truest thing I have heard in my life. God almighty.
She looks, what's her
Are
name?
there Tenchi Muyo OCs? Probably, right?
Who has that color hair? Is that Ryoko or something?
Ah, one of them.
I haven't
One
seen
of
that
those
show in
ladies.
forever.
Haven't. I used to watch the shit out of Tenchi Muyo as like an anime teen.
Yeah, it's got that Washu. It's got that pretty Sammy.
It's got that I was actually I got into it because of fucking Cabbits. The least surprising thing you've heard from me all day.
Those things are pretty cool.
Ah, cute.
I guess. Hey, we're talking about 90s anime here. It goes with the territory.
Yeah.
You gotta get in our head.
You gotta get in this headspace.
Get in the zone.
I'm confident. I also am confident. Also, people are talking about Ryoko, Washu, Sasami.
Oh yeah, Sasami. That was a Tenchi.
I love Mondo films. No. I guess this is almost approaching 9. I guess we should start considering winding down, or would you like to stream something else for funsies, like a bonus thing?
Let's do one more match of this.
Alright, one more match.
I'm playing as the boss character, so I'm gonna win this one.
Cool, and I guess I'm playing as Duke.
Yep. Oh, Duke. Man, we streamed for like 2 hours there.
Yeah, you all
Pretty
learned
cool.
about the beauty of the PS1. Oh, God. Yeah,
Yep.
you dick.
Watch me do all my moves where
Hey,
I take all your energy.
Wow. Rip.
Yep.
I don't know what I'm doing. Your move is a jerk move for jerks to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can do to... Come on! Come on!
No! Gaia's strong, but he's also very slow. I guess you can take advantage of that.
No, we will not roll that beautiful bean footage, Duke. So yeah, that keeper made that reference.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, no.
That dog is a traitor.
Man, that dog just wants to be paid and compensated for his labor.
I guess so.
He's
blackmailing that guy, though. He's all like, hey, do whatever I want, or else I'll tell the secret recipe.
Maybe he has good
For anyone who thinks
know.
we're crazy, there's a baked beans commercial here in the United States where there's a talking dog who threatens to give away the recipe to the baked beans, and I'm getting out of here.
Why? Why are you leaving, honey? Come back. Hey! Stop it! You're such a dick. Come on.
No! No! How? That's awful. We're cutting the stream. Actually, it's 9 o'clock, so that is a very good place to cut this out. Now that you've beaten me while I was controlling the final boss.
By just slamming on the controller.
By slamming on the controller. That's Toshinden, everybody.
Toshinden.
You got the Toshinden experience right there. Hey, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed doing this, and I'd like to do more. If you see us again, it may be soon, I will be covering the PlayStation's first racing games.
Oh boy.
Alex has played one of them. Played both of them, actually, and I think they'd make pretty good and entertaining stream games. So be sure to look forward to that. I have nothing else to say.
Yeah, we'll be back probably, if not next week, then I don't know how often we're going to be streaming this, but yeah. We're going to be streaming this soon, and soon we'll even have, we're going to be posting YouTube videos, compilations, and if you like learning and long form, and medium form, I would say, educational but entertaining videos about launch games, check us out in the future.
Yeah, eventually I'd like to cover these on a one-on-one basis, like, if you've seen the series Crontendo, I'd like to do something similar to that, where I just analyze every game and explain what its deal is, why it exists. Because I think that kind of thing's fun. I like doing that sort of research and explaining why a game came to exist. So if you like that sort of thing, follow me on YouTube, I suppose. You can find us on Twitter. I'm DB Cowan. That's DB_COWAN.
And I'm Cat in a Helmet. That is not Katina Helmet. I know it looks like that, but I am a cat who is also in a helmet. And that is spelled just as like you'd think. CATINAHELMET. Cat in a Helmet. Katina Helmet.
Cool. Thanks for watching, dudes. We'll be back very soon, and I hope you watch us again.
Have a wonderful night, everybody.